let's have a look at that. The next critical piece of the puzzle is that we need to see that not only is price making its average, reaching its 5-day average daily range at the London close, but it's also hitting an expected level of support resistance on a higher time frame chart at that time. Now, when I say higher time frame, it could be anything from an hourly chart on up. This is a really critical part of the thing here, critical piece of information, I guess you could say. And if you can't see any visible support or resistance if you're selling on a higher time frame, pass on the trade. When you get really good at the basic trade setup, yeah, you know what, there are other trades you can take that are outside the box kind of, but do yourself a big favor. Learn to walk before you run. Just get good at the basics here. Now, in case you're not familiar with how support resistance works, I've actually given all of you my support resistance course as part of the package here. It also includes the Noble entry that we're going to be talking about in just a bit. So please make sure to go over that if you're not familiar with it. It's very simple, but you'll find it'll really help. It's very powerful too. Okay, but let's go take a look at an actual chart. Little actual charts, because I think it makes it easier to understand. This little beauty is a chart, a 1-hour chart of the Aussie US dollar coming into the 27th. You can see it down here, the 27th of October. Okay, the average daily range, the 5-day average daily range coming into the 27th was 146 pips. I've got it marked right here. Since price was dropping, see it's going down into the London close, we subtract 146 pips from the high of the day, which was right here at 98.67. So that gives us an expected low of 97.21. Now, before I go any further, I want to tell you something about my charts. On my charts, a trading day is a 24-hour period. This is my daily charts. Here's what they tell me. It's a 24-hour period that starts from 5 p.m. and it goes to 5 p.m. Eastern time. So it's 24 hours, 5 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time, New York time, right? These gray vertical lines here are actually delineate midnight Eastern time. I can't delete them, so it looks a bit confusing, like it's the start of a day. It's not. My day actually starts right in this little area down in here, and it rallied up and then it dropped. Okay, so this was the high of the day. So just make sure you know what it is on your platform. It won't matter. Just figure out what it is on your platform. Okay, I just don't want you to get to be confused on this. And as you can see, I've marked off where the average daily range limit was hit at 97.21, which is this dashed green line. But the thing is, it got reached when? It got reached at midnight, this gray line here, well before the London close. So that means there's nothing to do for this strategy. So we need to know where to expect support as price is dropping. And basically, you just want to watch for price to react off of previous support or resistance levels. And I've drawn a line across the chart at a pretty obvious, is this pretty obvious down here? That was support? Really obvious. Okay. And sometimes, the other thing that'll happen is you'll see that these support levels will match up with, fibs and or pivots, all that coinciding with it, which just makes it that much better. In fact, I'll show you a little example of that right now. And this is a 4-hour chart of the New Zealand US dollar. And you can see that as price dropped here, it actually dropped right into the London close rate here. And as it did this, it was also hitting a 38% fib from this whole move from A up to B, right into there. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. These 38% fib levels on higher time frame charts are really worth watching. Okay, can you see the alignment of factors in here? Like we had resistance, it went down, it came back up, resistance, it went down, and then it broke above, and then it became support, and took off, and came back and retested it at a 38% level at this old support resistance at the London close. That's juicy, okay? Now, here's something that's pretty cool. Well, at least I think it's pretty cool anyway. I hope you do too. But as price was dropping, we knew all of this in advance. Okay, that means because we knew where 38% was between A and B as price was dropping. We knew where this support resistance was as price was dropping. Okay, that means we have the ability to be prepared for this price level ahead of time. And you can see, like I say, all this, what used to be resistance became support later on down here, okay? All right, let's recap this one more time.